Welcome to another episode of the Breaks Radio. I'm one of the hosts here, Haize. I'm joined by the guys. Mary's out today, so we're joined by Baylor the Great and the red wine connoisseur himself, Marquis, in the building. How you guys doing, fellas?
Yeah.
Capital.
Splendid.
Yeah, we got a few things to talk about. Hopefully, Mary's gone, so that means we're probably gonna get crazy as hell. Well, and we're going to start off jumping right into the deep end. Torey Lanez gets a 10-year jail sentence. He faced up to a maximum of 22 years. Prosecutors were calling for him to get a 13-year sentence. It also seems like he's going to get about a year of time served already with time he's already been in jail. How you guys feeling about the sentence coming down for Torey Lanez?
I don't agree with it, to tell you the truth. I'm actually probably in the minority that believes that he shouldn't have to do time to begin with. But I wouldn't be mad if it was like maybe 1 or 2 years. Seeing how the case, basically the shenanigans that went on during the case, I don't really. That's a little bit unfair. You know what I mean? So. But unfortunately, look, you put yourself in that situation. He has to hold himself accountable for his actions as well. I just don't believe he's the only person that should be punished.
Okay.
More. Who else should be punished?
Yeah, man.
You said it.
I'm not on the stand, okay? I'm not. All right. I mean, look, it was 3 parties involved.
Okay.
Right. And then there was only one victim. So I feel like, and we heard of the story. I mean, the story that we all got stemmed from a little bit of jealousy, a lot of alcohol involved, a lot of backstabbing, information that was told. So when you look at that, yeah, he's involved in that. But the other 2 ladies were involved as well.
True, but only one person shot a gun, though.
And until this day, I still don't know who shot the gun. There's multiple DNA on the weapon, isn't it? Wasn't there gunpowder on 2 different people?
Kickback? Who knows?
Yeah, but
they're not on trial.
Yeah, they had the trial. Like only one person can shoot a gun. So while multiple people can get gunpowder, it depends on who handled the gun, how soon after it was fired. But like one person fired that gun.
Here's my issue with it. I have an issue with them trying to paint the picture of another black man harming another black woman. I don't like that narrative.
That's what happened.
Okay, I get that, but I'm just telling you from my opinion is I don't think the gun was shot directly towards her. I think the gun I think the gun was shot for, hey, let's pack this shit up. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, she did get hit, but I don't think it's near the domestic violence side of the argument. And I think they pushed that narrative. I think that was the narrative out there because in the very beginning it was like protect our women. When the original story that came out, one of those women was very upset at the other woman for messing with the suspect and to begin with, which started all this. So that was my issue with it.
No, I can understand where you're coming from with that. We live in a world where if you shoot yourself and you discharge a weapon, you can go to jail, much less shooting somebody else. So,
hey man,
yeah. So, Marquis, how you feeling about it, bro?
When I said fuck him, I was just tired of him because he's just setting us back. But at the end of the day, we set our own selves back. I do agree with you. I don't believe 10 years that's way too much for this. Rapists and child molesters get less time than, you know what I mean? So I agree. I don't believe that 10 years. I don't agree with 10 years. I do agree it should be at least a year, 2 years. And you did it to yourself, so. And a lot of the confession that came out afterwards, and you're like kind of misguiding information, shit like that. That's where you put yourself in a line of fire. And the bigger the case, the bigger the result. So
I think he hurt himself with his arrogance too.
And that's people have been having a field day with that on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. I believe that I mean he talked this shit a little bit too much. That's what you get. But I'm not going to use that against him though. People just wanted at that point they wanted him to lose because of his arrogance.
Yeah.
So
now I know he was facing deportation at one point in time. Was that not? Because I haven't read anything as far as, so they're not deporting him, right?
I don't know. I think I heard somebody say that after he finished the sentence, then he got to go back.
Oh, well, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, listen, it's unfortunate that anything results in somebody like that this situation scenario even happened, because if you guys do go and research and look at it, like, yeah, there was enough of the testimony and craziness just going on. It was a crazy ass night is what it boils down to. Unfortunately, that night ended with somebody getting shot, but you know, hey, this is just where it is, man. And Tory Lanez unfortunately has been very loud about it, and whether right or wrong, some judges do use that against you. So
yeah, yep.
Keep your mouth closed. Just keep your mouth closed.
Stay away from Stay away from them hills, man. Stay away from them hills. But that's the lifestyle that they, that they thirst for. They like that. So that's another thing. You gotta hold yourself accountable for that. The people that you be around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now look, that's a fact too. I mean, hey, it is what it is. We'll see. I think I've already read something that Tory Lanez has at least one mixtape ready to go to release even during this scenario, which we'll see what happens with that. That's going to get completely eviscerated once it comes out, no matter what the content is, but we'll see.
How much time do you really think he'll do, though?
I mean, he's going to have to do at least 60 to 70% of that, bro. Like, if he got 10 years, they took 1 year off because of time served, I still think he's going to do 5 or 6 at minimum, bro.
Now look at this. As a Raiders fan, we lost one of our promising receivers because of terrible judgment. And that terrible judgment led to a young lady dying and her dog. Mm-hmm. And he's facing 3 to 10. Okay.
I mean, I know exactly. I understand where you're coming from.
He took 2 lives. He took 2 lives and intoxicated, extremely past the speed limit. And we talking about an incident that I guess was birthed from a lot of disagreements and arguing amongst 3 different parties that resulted into a couple of fractions of bullet parks in somebody's toes. I'm just saying.
But it's also at a club, right?
No, I thought they was leaving. They was leaving a house party.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, listen, you can't be shooting people in their feet, bro. That's major content on OnlyFans nowadays. That's lost revenue and everything.
Now, I will say this: as a person who has some lovely feet, I would definitely be upset if somebody shot the ground and that shit hit my foot. Let me tell you something. 10 years, bucko. Okay.
I got 9 good toes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Speaking of, I know it's not on the list, but we got to talk about it, man. This shit that went down in Alabama, bro.
Oh, come on. Hey, you see it. You see it.
A symbol.
Hey, bro, I watched that video about 150 times. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
So many angles.
Have you seen it with so many angles? But have you seen it with the Avengers music on it, bro?
Yeah.
Aquaman, like that's bro.
And you know what? Like I was when it happened, I was on vacation, so I didn't really get to, because it was so much going on at that time. Remember the Tim Anderson fight was around that time as well, and they was making a big deal about that. So I see this one baseball player get rocked. Then the next thing you know, I get this
which
clip.
was on my team, unfortunately, too. So,
and that was just a sucker punch, a lucky punch.
A lucky punch. He was swinging. He swung like the white girls that got done drinking. Like he was just swinging, and just happened to catch him, bro.
But they carried him off like he was drunk.
Like he got hit by Muhammad Ali, bro.
But man, I'm watching this go down in Alabama, and I'm like, I didn't really think nothing of it. I was like, damn, they whooped their ass, and they went viral for a moment.
Bro, somebody called it the fade by the water, bro.
Yeah. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Hey, I ain't never been in all of niggerdom, bro. I ain't never been so proud of our people, bro.
The Montgomery Sweet Tea Party,
bro. That damn hat went up in the air, bro. It was like the bat signal, bro.
Yo, and look, for some people that's confused on why he threw his hat, let me just tell you, if you're working in a town like that, he's probably been called some names before. It was probably hot that day, and he said, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm losing my job today." Threw that motherfucker up there and just signaled every Avenger in the world.
When I first saw this shit, my first thought was, all right, he's telling you not to do something. You decide to go jump him knowing that there's going to be black people around. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But here's the thing, though, Marquis. We still not used to seeing that like that, though.
Unity. You want black people to unite?
There we go.
You want black people to unite?
There we go. Because normally we're used to seeing that from somebody's camera, and that's all they're doing is recording it. At least somebody got up and helped. We just had it. Didn't y'all have an incident in New York on the train with some young girls bothering somebody? Nobody helped them.
But this was down there below the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah,
that's different.
Yeah, that's their hood.
My man jumped in the water,
bro. 16 years old, went swimming, bro. Like,
and the worst thing, he climbing like he got that dip, because normally you try to dip and jump up like that, you just slip a couple of it. You try to get, but he got up there that first try. But we whooping somebody's ass today,
bro. But the dude with the chair, the folding chair, bro. The dude with the chair, bro.
Oh, man.
Oh man! Of all the reaction videos, please tell me you guys have seen Roland Martin's reaction video to this, bro.
No.
As soon as we get done with it, go watch Roland Martin's reaction video to this, bro. I'm like, hey, there's been a lot of great ones, man, but that, hey, listen, shout out to that goes down in Black history, bro. Like,
salute. We applaud you.
Yeah,
we applaud you.
Oh man, I can't believe I didn't put that on the list, but hey, it came up nonetheless, man.
And black people, please understand the power that we have, because all them goddamn chairs has been selling for no reason. People buying chairs for no reason. Toy chairs. They're buying toy paperweight chairs for no reason.
Moment in
well,
history.
I ain't gonna say it's no reason. It's in support of history.
Moment in history.
That's got to go down in Black history.
Absolutely.
Better than having a crate. Better having those damn crates. Remember that shit,
bro?
And it come up the tail end of that song that went viral recently.
Which one?
The one that said, "Don't." What is it? Don't try that down here, or
no.
What are them?
Listen, all I know, that shit was hilarious. My soul needed that, and all the memes and everything that have come from it. I needed every bit of that. So thank you, God, for that one. By the way, as last I saw, they're still looking for the guy who had the folding chair, asking him to turn himself in. I hope they never catch him. Yeah. I hope they never catch him, bro. Did he do a little bit too much? Yeah. When he hit the old lady in the head with the chair, I'm like, all right, bro, you taking it a bit far. But it is what it is.
Did he do too much? But did we enjoy it?
But you keep it in the that area, man. Did y'all see Erykah Badu finally firing back at academics, bro? When you get somebody who is so tranquil and peaceful, who really just wants to smoke weed and sell you flowers, to snap at you like this, that should tell you a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
Fucking troll.
Erykah Badu don't do nothing but fuck, smoke weed, and sell flowers. That's it, bro. She don't even make music for real no more. Leave her alone.
Ass. Bad lady. She did remake Clone Tyrone. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
That was
yeah, leave her alone. Like he's a troll, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean
love
that's
Erica too.
the only thing I can say is that she gave him a reason. I mean, now he's going. He probably gonna eat off of that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I mean, we're living in a different time. Like them insults bounce off of cats. I don't even know how you can officially cancel a cat nowadays. They
There
accept,
is no canceling now.
No.
If you
no,
don't give a shit, you can't be canceled. Like
exactly.
like real talk. If you whatever happens, you just get right back on, keep creating your content or whatever you doing, and don't worry about it. You can't be canceled nowadays, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
But you might get fucked up on the low.
Oh well, yeah,
That's
that comes
just
with
expect
it.
an ass whooping. That's all.
Yeah, definitely may get fucked up. Academics is gonna somebody's gonna. We saw it happen to Jakashi. Somebody eventually gonna catch academic slipping.
That's a fact. I mean, it might help out a little bit. I know I can see this generation start to dig in the crates a little bit more, so it might help bring some attention to some of her old albums and things like that. If anything,
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she hit a spike on Spotify because of that.
yeah.
So get that woman paid. Moving on. Let's get back into music.
Really quick before you do.
Yeah,
Quick, and this is where I know the state of hip hop. So you know that M actually dissed Game, Melly Mel, and Lord Jamar, right?
bro. The
Yeah.
Melly Mel diss. Bro. Why?
Wait. Well, hey, don't do too much. Let's let them have it. Let them have it. Come on. I know, as basic as it sounds, I know. But he's one of the forefathers, right? Or he's up there.
He said he was the piss stain on the elevator that is hip hop. What?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man. Come on. It's like we picking up old school and he shoot all hook shots. Just let him have it. Let him have it.
Yeah. See,
But it did touch M though, because M said something.
M said it first because he
M
responded
said
to
something
Eminem.
first, yeah.
Yeah, he was on his rappers track, and the little he didn't even go hard. He just did enough where like I'm gonna rattle some cages.
But I'm saying prior to Eminem responding, it was a response off of some interviews.
Yeah, some interviews Melly Mel did, yeah.
So it's like it to me it's like you're at a level where you shouldn't have to respond to legends like that.
Yeah, but it's you're saying that the only reason he's actually considered in the top 10 or whatever is because of his skin. Eminem is too well respected for that.
He is well respected.
I understand the hip hop forefathers trying to leave that shit alone. Same thing with Lord Jamar, man. Like that's why he's irrelevant now. But he wasn't even the best rapper in his own group. Let's stop. Let's just stop.
Well, the thing too is like, because while the Melly Mel diss was absolutely fucking terrible, let's just be clear, there it was terrible. M once a year comes out with a verse or whatever, basically going after everybody who came at him in the last year, right? Mm-hmm. Is it at some point too? Do we need to expect M to just ignore this bullshit because none of these motherfuckers are touching him?
No,
okay,
because he needs to sharpen his. He needs to keep it sharp. He likes to play petty wop. Taylor Swift does the same thing. They're petty. They like the petty. That's just who they are. Yeah. They're gonna address everything just to make sure when you do, I'm going back at you, and I might even go worse. I might even drop a song that's about 10 minutes long, change up the beat 4 times, look whatever. I like it because I need something to listen to. Because motherfuckers ain't saying shit. So
does Game respond? Because you did this Game in the same one. Game waits for anybody to even. They could be talking about Madden. If he hears the Game in it, he's gonna try to come up with a response to it to be relevant.
But to me, it don't matter if Eminem is gonna take a while to respond to that. I'm here for it if there's gonna be a cool back and forth. It don't seem like it's gonna be that.
It's gonna be on M's time. It may be 18 months until he responds to the next diss.
Look how long it took to respond to not even Kill Shot when he finally dissed whatever his name is.
MGK. That was like it felt like it was almost a decade later. Real talk. It was like okay.
And at that point, I don't even care. You know what I mean? But look, I think there is a little bit of truth. I kind of agree with the OGs just a little bit. I do think he's Larry Bird. That's not saying that he's not a legend. It's just saying we don't understand. There's other guys just as talented or better but
Who?
wouldn't get that same type of.
Who?
I think Game is up there.
No.
Game ruined it for himself.
No.
No,
with the gimmicks.
because we're exactly. But you talk. Move the gimmicks out the way. Move the gimmicks out the way. Don't even think about the gimmicks. Just look at the ability. We wouldn't even if the gimmicks wasn't there and we start way from the 300. Then what? We talking about a whole.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that I think that Game needs to manufacture that he's up against something for him to get motivated, because that's why he manufactures what he does. If Game doesn't have that, if you talk about let's take away the gimmicks, you're talking about taking away the game. I don't think there is a Game if he didn't have the gimmicks. And not to say that he's still not talented, because he absolutely is. But if you look at it, Game's best music is made when he feels like he's coming at or responding to somebody coming at him. That's just when he makes his best music.
But the gimmicks really didn't kick in until after the whole. I mean, during the 50 verse. I mean, and
he didn't have a career before then. Like he jumped into 50 Cent's beefs, which kept the gimmicks, like mentioning Jay-Z, like you weren't even around during those beefs. He came in his first album and that first run inheriting those beefs, which then put the battery in his back. And it's not like the documentary is a classic. I do not want to at all shit on act like the documentary isn't a classic, but if you take away from that, what does he have?
So let me ask you a question. If they do a verses of 20 songs, y'all saying Eminem is going to smoke them?
Different argument.
That verses is a completely different thing, because that's more about, if we're talking about lyricism. But Game is not touching him.
So, but the lyrics, all right.
Storytelling, lyricism, double entendre, triple entendre, wordplay. No. Game is not in top 50. Eminem is in top 10. I'm sorry.
He's still Larry Bird.
And Larry Bird's still in the top 10.
I could roll with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
But we've never heard Larry Bird in the top 5 consistently.
I can see why Eminem would be in people's top 5.
Yeah, I can see why M would be in the top 5.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. You got it.
His catalog,
his catalog,
his
does it
song wise, not song.
No, album wise, shooting percentages. What's the shooting percentages on his albums? Is it over 50?
Probably 50. Probably 50.
So he's shooting 50% from the field with
but
his
he was
album?
on drugs with a shitload, but he was still dropping shit
I
on
don't
the
care
album. He was
what-
high as hell. He was still saying shit though.
I don't care about the drugs or no drugs.
Hold on. Let's go through M's discography. Let's do it. I love it when are we counting Infinite in it?
You can throw that bullshit in there.
Infinite was bullshit?
Let's go down.
I'm saying 1 right there.
Infinite's definitely 1. Slim Shady LP.
2.
The Marshall Mathers LP.
3.
Encore.
No, wait.
I'm not giving Encore.
No. You
Eminem Show.
Yeah,
Eminem
4.
Show. Eminem Show is definitely 4. Encore, no, we're not giving Encore. Relapse, hell no.
No.
Recovery, I'm giving him Recovery.
I'll give him Recovery.
I'm giving him Recovery. The Marshall Mathers LP 2.
I'm giving it to him. I'm sorry. If you
It's
look
on
at
that borderline for me.
You know
I
what
like
it was? If you listen to some of the songs, the combination, all that stuff, I'm sorry, half of that shit, I'm sorry. I went back and was like, yo, he said what? Nah, I put it up there.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
He said what, or did you like the songs?
No, the songs are dope. Read the track list.
No, never mind.
Marshall Mathers LP?
You can have it. Marshall Mathers LP is a classic.
No,
Okay.
part 2, the second
No,
one.
part 2.
That was dope. Evil Twin? Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Next up after that, we got Revival.
No.
Kamikaze. I'm giving him
Yes.
Kamikaze.
Yes.
And Music to be Murdered by.
The Deluxe? Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Deluxe Music to be Murdered by?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Because the first one was in.
It's borderline for me. It's borderline for me.
When he added the rest of it for me, yes, it is.
So I'm giving him
point out
5.
these
You're
tracks.
giving him 7, if I'm not mistaken.
You
Yeah,
get
he's more than 50%. He's more than 50% then. Yep.
Okay.
How many would you give Jada?
Jada Kiss? Album wise? Probably 1 out of his old discography, but he's still a monster. Like
That is my point. You get what I'm saying? That's my point.
That's fair. All right. Well, that was a conversation that wasn't planned, but a dope one nonetheless. Next up, TDE. Like, okay, let's have this conversation. Like, I know I put a whole thing for background, but reason drama he's gotten into it with the head of TDE. I want to ask you guys this, like on top of the Reason thing, Reason talking about like he feels like his career has been hurt by the way that he can release on TDE. Have we quietly seen TDE completely fall off? Like, because at one point they were the way that they ran as a record label, that well-oiled machine was top notch, and now it's kind of just like I don't know. It seems like TDE as a label is falling off, but let's talk about that as well as on top of Reason's career, because I think we're all pretty high on Reason. We've all liked Reason for the most part as a rapper. His album we've kind of been mixed bag on. But what do you guys think about the drama shaking down between Reason and his label TDE?
You go first.
Ahead. No, you got it.
I can just say there's a reason Kendrick leaving. So
that's fair.
Because I was just about to say, ever since he announced that he was leaving, it seemed like it's been deteriorating. But also, I mean, in their defense, and I mean, outside of SZA, where do they even fit at in today's game? And what I mean by that is like, I mean, even though we consider them to have maybe like a cult-like following, I'm not seeing how much commercial success they'll have in the way the rap game is now.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. I think that's manufactured by their own doing. Like they were so top heavy, they didn't develop the next round. They like when you look at, well, for example, I'm not comparing like the artists, but when you look at Bad Boy Records had 3 different waves.
Mm-hmm.
TDE had one wave that went extremely long. Like it ran for a long time, but they didn't have that second wave of artists really outside of what? SZA? Maybe we can give them that. But outside of that, like they didn't develop the next rapper. Like, and we thought Reason could be that, right? We thought he could be the heir apparent there, and it never really quite manufactured. Then when you have somebody like Ab Soul who like literally goes in his cave and only comes out every 5 years, if you're not developing the next talent or looking for that next one, you're gonna die off.
Then I can say the same thing for J. Cole's record label. Like you have the same type of artists with lyric skills and everything like that. How relevant are they in the era of hip hop? That's the problem. It's now nobody's checking for that type of music where it's conscious, where you're actually thinking about the lyrics. Mary's daughter actually said, I forgot who they were listening to, Ice Spice. And she was like, I can't bear this shit. Like, I'm listening to this. She said, Bree was like, we're not listening for the lyrics. Like, we don't care about the lyrics. And that's where it is. The content, the content that's delivered by TDE and J. Cole's crew, that's lyrics. That's just straight up, I got bars for days. Yeah. Nobody wants to sit there and think anymore. I want a TikTok. I want some TikTok.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, I'm staying close to keeping my ear to the streets as far as some of the current artists that we have, the younger artists that we have. And it's like right now, it seems like the movement is that they're catering towards our side of town, period, right now. It's like it's like they're not even trying to promote their music outside of California like that, because it just don't seem like that's where the rap game is at right now. If you don't have that drill sound that's similar to like Detroit, you know what I'm saying, New York, or shit, even London, you know what I mean? It's like you don't really fit in that lane. And then the R&B, I mean, thank God for the few women that I listen to is keeping it as pure as it can be, but it's like the R&B scene is not really that strong. So it's like, how could you even market it, your talent, your skills, when the music that you probably want to make doesn't correlate with what the youngsters are listening to?
Yeah.
Niggas is going to pause when it comes to K-Dot because he's just polarizing. SZA,
go ahead. I don't want to stop you. Go ahead.
SZA is number one. Well, I don't want to say number one. She's talented, but she's also eye candy, and she knows how to work that. She has a huge talent, and her R&B is... I would put SZA in the toxic R&B category. Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, she's a toxic person in general.
You're right.
Okay, so that's appealing to the young crowd, the sex appeal, etc. Outside of those two, I mean, Schoolboy Q he's been on vacation since Mac Miller passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Which they did say that a new Schoolboy Q album should be coming within the next year. So
excited about that.
Yeah, for sure. Now, the one thing I'm going to push back on what you, because I agree with what you said, but I'm just going to, for the nature of the conversation, a little pushback. Nothing stopped Griselda from still dropping and having success releasing music.
When?
Why?
But wait, I will. Okay, I agree with that, but also look what machine that they have behind them. The state of New York, period.
True, but that's what I mean by TDE could have been that had they kept their foot on the gas.
But they didn't get co-signed like Wu-Tang co-signed and all the other co-signing.
They did. They got co-signed by Dre. That's
Right,
they
right.
did that in their initial run.
That's the
right
initial
now-
run. That was what, 2014?
Yeah.
That was
that's
back
fair.
then. We're talking about Griselda was recent. That was 19. Then he got signed by M. There's much more of a bigger push behind them than there is anybody else. Go ahead.
Right now in the city, there's been an argument about the older and some of the younger artists that's popping not coming together and helping our artists.
That's
So
fair.
when it comes to New York, we just said Stand by Wu-Tang, signed by Eminem. And then you got that gritty New York sound that all the OGs is going to appreciate regardless. So that's why they get the look. We over here West. Nobody's helping anybody over here.
That's fair. Yeah.
And then it's like I guess it's one of those things where you find out if LeBron is skipping town and going to another team. Do I really want to play hard? You know what I mean? Your best artist is about to leave. So why, if he leaving, what's that gonna do for me?
See, that should take it on you. I got to take the mantle as an artist. But then, like you said, you got to have the support.
And then also the argument that Reason was having with old boy was one was saying that he's frustrated when how he can drop and when he can drop, but old boy was saying ain't nobody listening to your music.
I mean, it's hard to argue numbers, right?
That's fair.
Yeah. I mean, as a business, I think too, we get caught up in like the artists that we like, that we feel gravitated to. But like as a business, you do have to look at it that way. Like if people aren't listening to your music, what can I do for you?
But I will say this: there's still no excuse because Currency has found a way.
Yes, it's true as well.
But is Currency pushing more shit on through himself?
But Currency is comfortable being in what position he's in now. He's not worried about that commercial look. Wherever he goes, his fan base is going to go.
But it took. Let's be real though. It took Currency almost a decade to get there though.
Yeah.
Currency went through so many different labels before he was able to really find that path. And I'm glad that he found it and he's rocking. He's on his wave now. But like, it took him a minute to build that up.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Dat Piff because without
that's true. That's true.
He was pumping out music like crazy on that site.
Because Currency was on Young Money, right? He was on Rockefeller at one point in time.
Was he with No Limit too?
He was with No Limit at one point. Like Currency done been through some stuff, bro. Like when you look at like how long it took for him to really get through all that before he really started popping off. But it's like, I mean, I'm glad that he found his path, and shout out to him for not giving up, because there's a lot of people after the first two record labels would have given up. He just kept it. He kept it pushing.
Yeah, and I think because of his character, he built a fan base that a lot of us could. I mean, I think we're all a part of. You know what I'm saying? But the younger crowd might not understand. You know what I'm saying? He's more of if we could break down subpar genres, he would be like a hippie. He'll be like a hippie rap artist.
That's facts. That's facts. All right. So we're moving right along for them. Well, Marquis, you got anything left on the Reason TDE joint?
No.
Okay, cool.
I would say, a question for you. Did you listen to the last Jack Harlow album?
Yeah, I listened to all of Jack Harlow's albums, and I didn't.
They came and gone.
Yeah.
I don't think it
had like two of it on it for me.
Yeah, you play a couple of songs during brunch, something like that.
Yeah,
I was trying to tie that in with something, but
walking the dog music,
walking the dog music,
on a Friday night or something like that.
Okay,
yeah. You know, grab the white chair, the folding chair, just in case somebody pops off.
Gotta keep that chair on your hip.
You gotta keep it. You gotta keep that thing on you. Hey man, this feels like old school Breaks Radio, bro. It's been a minute since we had an episode we cut up.
Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
Keep fucking with me.
My chair hands.
Nas Magic 2, man. I know we're a little bit late on our review for this, but I feel like we got the best three to review this album. How you guys feeling about Magic 2?
It was a bowl of cereal. It was a bowl of cereal. It was good. It was a good snack. It was a good snack. I wouldn't if I had to rank it. It would probably be on the lower end, but it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't phenomenal. You know what I mean? The King Disease series is a work of art. It's unfair to have to follow up with that. It's dangerous at this point. Like anything, if he was to drop another King Disease, is the amount of pressure that's set on that man to come through.
Disagree.
So really,
Mhm.
okay,
I can tell you why.
Push back.
This, to me, what he's doing is fucking brilliant.
Mhm.
He drops King's Disease, right? And he drops what feels like mixtapes to King's Disease, and then throw another King's Disease. That's what these magics are to me. They're like mixtape fillers to kind of like take the pressure off what the next King's Disease would be.
Mhm.
Because if you listen, it's just a formula and it fits. And I love the fact that none of the songs are truly the same. And he's talking about relevant things. He's basically gliding. He's just floating right now. And every time he drops something just to feed the buzz. And that's what magic is. It's only meant to just be here as a placeholder to get you ready for what's about to happen next. That's how I feel about it. But go ahead.
Now, I agree. No,
See, Magic to me, the Magic albums are the jabs that set up the knockout punch.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what the two Magic albums are. It's all right, it's been a minute. I know y'all waiting for some more music. I'm about to throw y'all these. Have fun with this. And then when that next King's Disease or main album comes out, I'm going to knock y'all out with it. That's what this is. Like, I listened to Magic the first time and I said it was cool, right? And I wasn't as high on it as I was even the first Magic. But then I came back and listened to it a couple of times after that. And I think that's when maybe I was in a different place. Maybe I was doing something different. Maybe my expectations just got a chance to subside a little bit. But I understood what it was at that point. This is basically like when Lil Wayne would release a album level mixtape between the Carters, and then the Carter would still come out and blow you away.
Okay, I'm converted fully. I will say this: I can throw on that album, and Nas is making music. He's making safe, cool music that I could just throw on in a car. Whether I'm listening to it or not, it's just easy on the soul. So he still wins. He's the most relevant artist today, and he's probably the oldest, right?
We just turned 50. Yeah, he turned 50.
That's active.
Because Jay isn't doing nothing. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, when we talk about, he's putting up B.R.E.A.K.S numbers at 38. He could be considered an MVP candidate.
Yeah, Nas is killing it, bro. And not even just in music, what he's doing with the culture, with Mass Appeal and everything. Like, Nas is killing everything right now, bro.
Just a likable dude, man.
So this is what I'm gonna say. Nas is gonna be. I'm always gonna speak highly of him. When I first heard the album at midnight, because I have to, I'm like, what the fuck, Nas? I knew there had to be a dud. So I will listen to it the next day. I'm like, okay. Then I listened to it again. I was like, all right. So this is what I did then. On my way from Vermont, I played all the albums backwards. So I went from Magic 2, King's Disease 3, Magic. Then I went backwards. It's fucking beautiful. It's beautiful just to watch. Even though the progression where you are and where you start, it's fucking poetry. What this did for me was he has 17 albums, right? And let's just say 3 of them are doozies. His hit percentage now, because of these 5 albums, has increased significantly, which I will go down and say he is the greatest rapper of all time. I knew it before, but this right here, to do it after 30 years in hip hop, 30 summers, and you still drop 5 projects in 4 years, and you can't say none of them are whack. You may not like some of them. You may some of them are, this isn't my favorite, but there's no such thing as a whack song on any of these albums, except the one with this dude, 21 Savage. But that was a throwaway track.
I like the 21 Savage joint. I'm
not gonna
lie. I kind of like the 21 Savage joint.
I think is more of, even if you say you don't like some of them during the Magic and the King Disease series, it's like, I still think he's shooting a high percentage though. I think the ones that you might not even like, that you might skip, I think you could just still throw those on in the background, and then it's good.
What do you feel was Nas's first miss of an album?
Nostradamus.
So the 4th album was the first miss.
Yeah.
Okay. And Stillmatic was the bounce back to form that you wanted after Nostradamus?
Stillmatic was not the bounce back, but Ether, because of that, made Stillmatic the bounce back. Yeah, one mic, rewind, stuff like that. Like the album was not a classic, but it was a great bounce back because of Ether. If Ether wasn't there, it would have been a decent album. But that's what I'll say.
Okay. What about you, Baylor? What was Nas's first miss? Was it Nostradamus as well?
I probably got to agree with that one. Probably so, but I mean, he's saying it as a elite top tier Nas fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There are 3 albums that I feel were misses in Nas's career. That's not to say all of them were hits either, but absolute misses. Nostradamus, Street Disciple, and Nasir were the albums that I feel are misses by Nas. And even then, there's still at least 1 to 2 tracks I take away from each one of those albums.
With that said, I listened to Street Disciple, and there are 6 songs in that album that most people couldn't do. And go ahead.
No, I agree. That's why I said there's never been a Nas album that I haven't taken a song away that hasn't stayed on one of my playlists. It just hasn't.
Agreed.
Whereas I can't say that about Jay-Z. There are whole Jay-Z albums I will not go back and touch. So
I watched The Throne. I'm playing Frisbee with that.
Bro, nigga, Watch the Throne was absolute garbage. And then I love how the fact that Royce the 5'9" and Eminem dropped their joint album and it didn't get as much notice and it was way better. Bad Meets Evil was way better than Watch the Throne.
Polarizing personalities. That's why. Think about it. They're very similar. Royce and M, you can kind of see like they're similar. It's almost like AZ and Nas. Kanye and Jay is like
that's great. Yeah,
that's why.
Shout out to AZ.
Shout out to AZ. All right, black people like rock too. What you got for us, Marquis?
I wanted to add something in there. So there's a band called Bring Me the Horizon. Really heavy band. They're doing a project. They're incorporating a lot of different sounds like glass, drum, metal. But they dropped a song recently called "Amen" with Lil Uzi Vert. I thought it was great. It was actually a great fucking song. And to turn, my son just admitted he just loved it too. In return, they're on Lil Uzi Vert's album, which made me actually listen to Lil Uzi Vert's album. So go figure, rock brought me back into a version of hip hop I didn't even listen to, which is Lil Uzi Vert. So shout out.
And Lil Uzi Vert is he's on his run. Like he's found his lane and he's operating completely in that and just letting it just rock out. For the people who like it, they gonna love it. And for the people that hate it, they were never gonna listen anyway. But I like to see when artists experiment. And he's experimented and gotten to the point where he's now making music for him. And for whatever it's worth, every time an artist gets to the point where they're not worried about the critics to anything, they're just making music for them, it's a level of freedom that's unlocked in there. Not everything is going to be for me, but I will say I do find myself liking more Lil Uzi Vert music than what I did early in his career.
Enough. With that said, I'm actually looking forward to Trippie Redd's album, how experimental he is.
I haven't quite crossed that bridge yet, but
he has an album where he incorporated Travis Barker. There's a lot of rock infused music. It's on his second to last album, and he's kind of adapted a little bit of the rock infusion, a little live kind of music sound. I'm intrigued to see what he does next. So I got to give it to him. That people who experiment with different sounds to find their, not just to fit into the mumble kind of thing, and they experiment with different sounds to become a musician. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I ain't saying it's gonna be dope. I'm just gonna listen to it. You got my attention.
I feel you. We're gonna skip They Clone Tyrone only because I know Mary really wants to talk about that one. Secret Invasion, the buzz around that is kind of coming left. I know we're the Marvel guys. How have you felt about Marvel TV? The Disney Plus shows.
Nothing.
Bro, and it's ruined I was so hyped for the Daredevil reboot that they're doing. I was so hyped for it. But now I'm just like, until I see it be great, I don't even care. I do not care. Whatever the next Disney Plus show is, I don't give a shit. Because they started off fire with WandaVision. I love
WandaVision.
I loved it.
I loved Hawkeye for what it was, because Hawkeye was basically like a Die-Hard movie with Hawkeye. I like that for what it was worth. I like Miss Marvel. But other than that, unless I'm missing something else, I hated She-Hulk. Secret Invasion started off really good, but didn't do shit with the concept. it's just Loki. I like Loki.
Loki, Loki
Loki's
and
great.
Wanda. Yeah,
I love What If too. What If was pretty great to me.
I started.
Yeah.
Did you watch
As
the
an
whole thing?
anime, it was. Yeah.
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about Baylor? You didn't watch the whole thing?
I didn't.
No, the way they tie that in is actually pretty dope. It was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean,
The way they were, because I was wondering like, okay, what is all this gonna end up with? The way that they brought it all together in those last couple episodes, it was honestly really dope. I got to give them their credit for that.
I go at it, but just to let y'all know, Disney, this is how much I haven't been paying attention to y'all. I just started The Sopranos over for the 4th time.
Yeesh.
That's how I'm in my middle of my rewatch of Sons of Anarchy that I do every 2 or 3 years.
I'm so jealous.
It's so good. It's so crazy how good that show still is.
Yeah,
bro.
that is a man. And you know what? Kudos to me. I get to binge the Mayans. I stayed away from it on purpose. And then
bro, all I'm gonna tell you is this. Real talk. The last season of Mayans is better than any season of Sons of Anarchy.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Any season of Sons of Anarchy.
I'm gonna hold you to that, my brother.
I say that without a single doubt that you're gonna agree with me, bro. Like I'm telling you, the last season of Mayans, I will say this, not as good of a last episode as the last episode of Sons of Anarchy, but the whole season as a whole, amazing, bro.
If you got a scene that's more emotional than Opie,
I'll say this: there's a flip side of that scene where it's more gratifying and it makes it better.
Okay, I'm excited now.
Yeah, that scene, bro, I almost cried when Opie died.
Oh
I'm not
my
even
god, I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
We like when people ask you, like, when's the last time you almost cried at something? I'm like, hey man, listen, when Opie when he got hit in the head, bro, I was because I just knew, I'm like, there's no way they're gonna kill Opie. He's gonna find a way to save him last minute.
Yeah,
trash, man. Sorry, trauma.
Yeah.
I hear it.
Trauma bonding.
Are you not a Sons of Anarchy dude, Marquis?
Sorry. You know what it is? Anytime I see something that's about 5 seasons in, I'm not going to get caught up. I'll just wait.
That's fair.
But I'm saying it's been gone. You can go.
I have so much on my plate right now. Like I have so many things I got to get through. Just so much. That's
but
why.
But I'm just letting you know, it's arguably top 5. Arguably.
Breaking Bad status?
Man, come on. It can fight. It can hold its own. It can hold its own.
What you talking about? Is Sons of Anarchy as good as Breaking Bad? Mm-hmm. I'll say this: Sons of Anarchy is on the same level as Better Call Saul, but not as good as Breaking Bad.
I get where you're going with that. Okay.
Yeah. Mayans is as good as Breaking Bad.
Do I need to watch that before I watch the other?
Mayans is technically a spinoff.
I know that. That's what I'm saying.
Mayans is a spinoff.
Do I need to watch
You don't have to. There's nothing that you in watching Mayans. There's nothing that you miss out by not seeing Sons of Anarchy. Okay. Except like there's a couple of characters that pop up and you'll be like, hey, like who's this guy? But it's not like this major character from Sons of Anarchy turns into this major season-long character in Mayans. So you're good.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson was on there, right? On one of those shows.
Yes, he was. He was in. He was in the season that Juice was in prison. He was that guy. So
we're on entertainment. I got a movie for you guys that you ready to talk to me?
Yes.
You saw it,
bro? Yes. I don't miss a horror movie.
I keep skipping it.
Talk to me.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. I'm telling you right now, like the smartest horror movie in probably the last 3 or 4 years.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not big on my son was like, yo, let's go, whatever. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, fine, let's watch.
Did you like Smile?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't even compare it to that. Like, this was one of those things. It was just eerie. I was like, my son had to sleep with the dog. You feel me? He's 21. I'm sleeping with the dog tonight. It was one of those kind of things. I'm like, oh, I'm good.
That ending too, man. Come on.
I kind of saw the ending coming. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Did you? I'm not. Not at all, bro. I will admit, I usually do catch the endings before it happened, but that was one that I did not catch at all. I won't even front like, did not. They got me on that one. They got me. So,
but Baylor, don't watch it by yourself. Don't watch it by yourself.
I usually have to though, unless I'm recording with BHH. I usually have to watch it by myself.
Yeah, I'm not watching it again.
My wife, her shooting percentages on scary movies is like 23 from the field.
That's funny, bro.
Did you see
That's
Oppenheimer?
funny.
Nah,
I have not got to see that
I keep
yet.
hearing about that though.
Bro, isn't that movie almost 3? Like, I have not had
You
the
won't
time
feel
to
it.
sit down.
You won't feel it.
No, and it's not like the length of a movie. It doesn't bother me, but it's like I just know that I have to sit down and that's one of the movies that I actually have to pay attention to. It's not like some dumb action movie. I've just not had the time, bro.
Yeah. There's a moment in that movie that's as intense as watching Talk to Me. It's like you're just sitting there like, and the sound, oh my God, is amazing. It is amazing. So
is it when the bomb goes off?
No.
Okay.
No. That's the thing. Oh my God. I'm gonna see it again. I gotta see it again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see it in IMAX. That's because the last time I saw it, the IMAX was sold out. So I was like, I gotta see the movie anyway. But I know what I missed. If I watch it in IMAX, I can see the full screen. The movie was magnificent, but I need you to check it out. But Baylor,
that's what's up. That's what's up, Baylor. You know we usually end your segment, brother. What you got?
All right, so I got this idea from Twitter, but I put a little spin on it.
X.
Is there an artist, one of your favorite artists, or one of the newer artists of today that you would love to see have like a cartoon?
An artist from today that I would like to see have a cartoon?
Yes. Because you know how we had the vintage Kid and Play, MC Hammer, you know, those were some dope cartoons.
Oh my God, Kenny. Cartoon Kenny. Hell yeah.
Oh,
Cartoon Kenny. Because every episode would be like Atlanta on something else. Cartoon Kenny. That's what it would be.
Okay. What you got?
I'm actually gonna say The Misadventures of Little Uzi Vert.
I like it.
That I'll tell you, that's very colorful.
I like that.
Very colorful. Yeah. I'm going with 21 Savage.
21.
Oh, yeah. 21.
I'm going with 21 Savage.
Why?
The voice. I think his voice. I think he would have an appealing card. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got M's in my mattress, little bitch. Okay.
You know who I think would be an interesting voice artist too? Tyler, the Creator.
Absolutely.
I like Tyler.
That's a good one. That's a good one right there.
Yeah. Especially old school Tyler, the Creator, when he was the ghoul or whatever he called him, the Goblin. That's what it was.
Yo, let me get a and this got to be on Cartoon Network though, the late night Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go with Griselda. But I want the writers from Ninja Turtles to be involved for some reason.
You can make Wu-Tang one too.
Yeah,
that'd be great. That'd be a great the cartoon series.
It's overdue for them to be a superhero.
That's funny. That's a great question.
I like that.
Great question, bro.
I appreciate you.
We need our own cartoon.
Yeah, for sure. Comic books too.
You talking about us being a cartoon?
Yeah, us.
I like that.
Yeah.
An animated version of us, that'd be hilarious.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure we get canceled though.
No, we won't. Nobody gets canceled anymore.
Yeah, that's true. We just talked about that. Anything left, fellas, before we get up out of here, bro?
Oh yeah. I just want to say, man, I miss y'all. It's been a while. And fuck Atlanta Airport. Everything about them. Delta Airlines, y'all trash too. I swear to God, I don't want to never fly into Atlanta for nothing. Not for the Braves, not for the Falcons, not for y'all lemon pepper wings, none of that shit. Okay, that is the worst fucking customer service in airport history. How y'all shut down? How y'all the busiest airport in the United States, and all the fucking food places is closed at a certain time? We're hungry. Okay, my flight got delayed, canceled, him, her, bodies, everywhere. Okay, my flight was supposed to leave at 12:30 a.m. Shit got delayed, then it got canceled. We had to go get another flight that was supposed to leave at 8:30. No flight is flying into LA, John Wayne in Orange County, not fucking Burbank, nor Ontario, which is closer to my house. No, it got canceled again until 10:30. I did have to fly in until San Diego and take a rental car home. And y'all broke my suitcase wheels.
Fucking Lanez Airport.
Well,
Gotcha.
hey, Baylor had some issue with Atlanta Airport. Apparently, my man said, "How you gonna go through Georgia and y'all not gonna have at least a chicken spot open for him?"
Y'all
Word.
close
Bro.
y'all close y'all Bojangles at 8:00. Who do that?
In the airport?
In the airport. Everything was closed. We had to hurry up and eat our food in Fridays. Shout out to the
That's
waitress that was
crazy.
in there. She was going for Costa Rica in soccer and shit like that. They not gonna go that far, sweetie. But that's besides the point. Nigga, have y'all ever seen a Walking Dead and Skid Row put together? That's how it looked like in the goddamn airport. People sleeping everywhere. And to the Popeye employees that worked in that goddamn airport, the 2 employees that work overnight, get them niggas a raise. They was playing 21 Savage and Michael Jackson. And they was singing.
All right, man. It's time to get up out of here. That's crazy. Hey. Feel sorry for y'all in Atlanta Airport, man. Go ahead and give me your social media, Phil. Let's get the hell up out of here, bro.
At Baylorism. At Baylorism on Twitter. At Baylorism on TikTok. BTG for president. At Baylor the Great on IG. I love everybody.
Apparently, except Atlanta Airport. Keys?
I'm just gonna give 2 quick drops. CeeLo Green has a song with DJ Muggs. Dope. It's an actual hip hop song. Killer Mike album. I don't know if we talked about it, but I thought the album was pretty dope. But you can follow me. No, actually, don't. Just follow JR Quis. That's my son. He's dropping shit and doing his own animation. That's it.
Oh, wait. Haize. Oh, in real R&B, Haley Smalls, Summer Pack Volume 1.
I completely agree on that one. Completely agree on that. Matter of fact, we may have to break that down next week. You guys can follow me at CEO Haize. You can follow us collectively at The Breaks Radio. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. TheBreaksRadio@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, 614-547-2039. We are the number one spot for everything hip-hop and black culture related. We about this bitch. Don't make me get that chair on you. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the B.R.E.A.K.S Media.